myself on Imola. Imola being my worst track in the game. And yeah, the car is absolutely awesome though. Listen at that sound, listen to the sound. And when you are in the pit box yourself at for example Spa, and people start shifting back for the bus stop chicane, it's just such an awesome car. And to get you all up to speed for Imola, we have about 4.9 kilometers and 3.0 miles of track, and in those 4.0 or 4.9 and 3.0 miles of track we have 21 turns. It's a counterclock rotation, everybody. Counterclockwise, you never see that, or you don't see it as much. It's been built in 1952 and had updates from 1994 and onwards. Pole starts on the left side, so you're always gonna be on the inside line for T1. Then we have, of course, a track located in Italy. The track is, of course, called Autodromo Internazionale Edino Ferrari, and in short, that's gonna be Imola because of the town that's right next to the track. So yeah, very excited for that. We have 10 people in the race at the moment, and 10 people is not that much, but we're gonna do our best to get the right commentary just as always. So, and if we're gonna be talking you through a couple of corners, we have the first couple of turns, the left-hander, the right-hander and the left-hander is Variante Tamburello, and my Italian is not what it used to be or what it never was. But I'm gonna do my best to pronounce this all very well. And then you have got Variante Villeneuve, you've got Tosa, Piratella, and Acqua Minerali. And then of course the chicanes, the Gresini, and then coming up to T16, T17, and then you have Rivazza, the two left-handers before coming back onto the start-finish straight. And I don't know if we're gonna have people normally watching Red Shark, but we do speak a little bit of German. Wir sprechen auch ein bisschen Deutsch, so wenn du Deutsch sprechen im Chat, dann ist das kein Problem. Wir können das auch immer sprechen. Natürlich habe ich ein bisschen ein holländischer Akzent, aber das muss gut kommen. So willkommen by Imola. And for the rest of the stream, we will probably be talking English though, because speaking English is just a little bit more international, and I'm not flexing any language over here, because Dutch and German, Dutch and Deutsch is almost the same, so it's just very natural to us. Italian though, on the other hand, is a different story. As we're on board and looking at BZRK Legends, I saw Mr. Frantic Jut in P1 in the pre-practice. We saw Flitserflop P2 pre-practice, and after those guys it's San Myris, who was a very solid third. And after San Myris, P4 to P10, and of course we don't want to talk about lap times over here. It's the Porsche Cup, right? So spinning out, having no traction, or having no ABS is gonna catch some people off guard. Anything can happen in this 1 hour race with 4 minutes left of practice. as I was talking again. Yes, I know it's 8 o'clock in the evening, guys, but and people who have been watching have been hearing I'm busy with work in the background, but we are still here, and we are looking at Mr. De Deurwaarder, probably Belgian. He missed his home race at Zolder today, but yeah, flitserflap, llamas. And Tynus, of course, being myself, I'm in a BMW M2. I'm not gonna be driving tonight. And of course we have Zano. We have Klorpt in here as well. And is Klorpt gonna be sweaty, guys? Is Klorpt gonna be sweaty? Maybe we can, if he's in the stream, maybe we can ask him to get a couple of more people to sign up, because I've been moderated by Mr. Klorpt. And I'm not meaning that in a wrong way, guys, but I've been moderated to not add everyone all the time. So Klorpte, if you're in here, just do a little add everyone and say we need more Porsche Cups on Imola. Because that's gonna help out massively with the battles on track. Klorpt though, I heard from a little, or how do you say that? Through the grapevine, I heard Klorpt is a little bit rusty, but he is pretty fast though. So how rusty can a fast person be? We're gonna be watching it, and we're gonna be looking into that during today's Porsche Cup race. The Porsche Cup for the EER, everybody. We are here for the EER, and Red Shark had to do some ice hockey, I believe. So he is on the skates right now, and he's probably gonna be home during the race or after the race, and he's gonna be looking it back. But we did make a little. I did get a little video from Red Shark. We've got it in the left top of the screen, the ER logo with a nice little stern in swirling smoke kind of thing, and then the logo appearing from behind the smoke. So I thought, just to be a nice guy and just to make sure it's not our own race or the XCL daily broadcast, I would give him a little props and a little recognition to get that ER logo up in the top left hand of the screen. So yeah, that's just a little bit of me. I think it's just a little bit of me being a nice guy. As we keep the Sundays for Marshall, we are not gonna take anyone's moment to shine. We are always here to help out. So Marshall GTMR is the Sunday day. As we see Klorpte. Klorpte is Tokyo drifting over here in the first couple of corners, and of course we still have Mr. Transport De Leeuw on the track, and flitserflap was doing 144s in the pre-practice, with practice almost being over and people on the track still on track, but dirty lap is dirty lap. But flitserflap was second place in pre-practice, and Judjot is probably staying in the pit lane, conserving all that energy to get that beast of a Porsche around Imola as fast as possible. And I'm trying to see if we still have people on the track. We still see a couple, and it's already reset, everybody. So we're gonna be looking at who is leaving the pit lane fastest. And we've got flitserflap and I believe Transport De Leeuw in first position. So if Mr. Transport can keep it in front of flitserflap, but whoever gets across that or gets through the last corner first, we're gonna be hopping onto the onboard cam and getting that first lap, first quali lap after the warm-up lap in the cockpit view done. So if you're here because of the ER stream and Red Shark not being here, I just want to let you know I do speak German, I can read German, but we want to try and keep the stream in English. So German is not a problem, or Deutsch. Wir sprechen Deutsch, aber wenn du kein Englisch sprichst, aber nur Deutsch im Chatsprache oder spricht, dann kommt das auch immer gut. Yes, hello Mr. David. And as you've probably heard, David, we are doing a hosting of the EER because Mr. Red Shark was busy doing some private ice hockey. So we are just gonna be here and making sure the race at least gets broadcast. As we've got car number 1. And 11, car number 11 is gonna be the first that's gonna start a lap, everybody. It's Sun Myres. Oh, that looked very nice though, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very nice. Sun Myres. I was thinking like, what is he gonna do going through that corner? But that looked pretty awesome. That's some Tokyo drifting over there. But David, welcome to the stream. We are hosting the EER Porsche Cup race in the championship series, of course, because Red Shark was busy, and we're gonna go on board with Sun Myres for a lap around Imola in these Porsche Cup GT3 beasts, and without ABS and without traction, I'm hoping he's gonna give us a one lap show over here. So I'm gonna shut up, I'm gonna drink a little bit, and we are drifting as you're looking at it, David. We are drifting, so keep watching the screen and get excited for today's Imola race. See that car, ladies and gentlemen. It's such a difficult car. Hello, Mr. Red Shark. Yes, just 11 cars. There were 12 or 13, I think 12 minus myself. There were 16 sign-ups. I would have been the 17th, but not a lot of guys. Niet zoveel Leute heute Abend. Hab gehofft, aber vielleicht ein bisschen mehr, aber das ist Porsche Cup, Red Shark. Porsche Cup, und das ist immer gut, diese Autos. But yeah, Sun Myres and Judge BZRK Legends though, 147.9 in the quali, and the crazy thing is we have seen 44s, 45s in the pre-practice, but these cars being such a handful, and of course, pre-practice is pre-practice, and you can get whatever lap time you want to get, in my opinion. But the pressure is on right now. You see somebody with a 47.1, you want to get faster. But to go faster with this car, you're gonna have to take a little bit more risk. And with no ABS and with no traction control, that is gonna be a risky thing to do so. So at one point, you're gonna have to be happy and settle for what you've got, just to maybe try and get another lap in if you're in the last couple of laps. As we see BZRK Legend with a 146.6, Klorpte slotting in behind with an Espers, and that's always what happens, right? We're gonna say Klorpte slotting in behind BZRK, but dropping back down to P3 as we're talking about it, with Jut just under the 47 mark, and Klorpte as well, and Sandmeyer's just above. And then we have Frantic Judge and Lamas in P5 and P6 at the moment. Good evening, Zetol. Welcome back. Long time no see, man. Yeah, the cup sound is amazing, man. Das ist ein sehr geiles Sound, Zettel. As I do see, we're having a little bit of problems with the frame drops, and the crazy thing is, guys, it might be the servers, it might be the things. Weltklasse, yeah. But we have been switching from just Twitch. I was on Wi-Fi before, and we've been switching from just Twitch back to two POVs basically, or two destinations. So we are running Twitch and YouTube at the same time. But while we're streaming, I'm gonna do a little speed test, yeah, just to get everybody a little confirmation on what we're running over here. And I will start it now. Yep, and that's the issue right now, everybody. I have been running, and that's the crazy thing, I have been running 800 plus download and 800 plus upload. And right now we are at just 90. So I should have just resetted my whole router system. And that's the stuff you get with those internet. At one point you're gonna have maximum data input. Yeah, at one point you're gonna have, during the day I'm gonna have 800 speed, and I'm doing nothing, right? Yesterday I resetted my router, my modem, and you're gonna run maximum speed, and then something during the day happens, no crazy stuff or anything, and all of a sudden you're gonna be falling back to just 90 MB per second. So that's really weird. But we're off the Wi-Fi. I could even try just getting on the Wi-Fi, because the Wi-Fi is usually better. So I'm just gonna, if the stream stops, I think it's just gonna be a little hiccup, and then we're gonna see what's gonna happen, guys. So cable is going out, and we're gonna go to Wi-Fi. And here we are again, ladies and gentlemen. I hope things are gonna be a little bit better right now. We're gonna do another speed test. Because I do hate to see a lagging shit myself. And that's not what we're here for. Yes, and the Wi-Fi is much better, guys. Wi-Fi is much better, so we should be getting up to speed any second now. Wi-Fi at the moment is 699 download and 700 upload. So that's about 6 times better than what we had on the cable. So there's something wrong with the router or the modem. But I do want to give you all the best show possible. As we're looking at Son Myers pulling up with that 45.6. That's a second faster than his previous fastest lap. And you've got Frantic Judge just 3.5 hundredths behind. And then you've got BZRK Legends 2/10. Frantic Judge 2.5 tenths. Marvinelli 7 tenths in the pit lane. Flitserflop and Klorp just 1.3 behind. And Lamas not being used to that Porsche Cup instead of the Lexus is falling behind a little bit. He's already a little bit faster than I was though. I think in the Porsche Cup on Imola last time I was not able to break the 47.5 mark, but it's I think 48 was my maximum. So he's already faster than me. Zettel, you are not even in Italy yourself, but you're enjoying this. You're enjoying this. As we see a gap of about 3,000, as I was gonna say, but Mr. Legends 45.3 just goes 3/10 faster than Son Myers, and we still got that 3,000ths of a gap between Myers and Judge, with Frantic Judge slotting in back behind these guys. With 1.5 tenth difference between Frantic Judge and Frantic Judge. The Frantic boys are very, very close together. And Flitserflop did a 44 point something. Flitserflop in the GT4s and the GT3s always a guy to be reckoned with, or a racer to be reckoned with. And Myers is using the handbrake. Yes, yes. Myers is doing some crazy stuff, man. He is definitely trying to make it a full round of drifting. Let's take a look at Myers, because he is sometimes completely in opposite luck. Trying to get this car through the corners. But Myers is trying to get the most out of it, as we see BZRK Legends the first to hop into the 44s tonight. And the stream is still, in my POV guys, I don't know if it's happening with you guys as well, it's still having a little bit of a frame drop. And that's not what we have been testing on Zolder. It's Zolder, just an hour ago we were having perfectly fine images and a video feed. So what happened between Zolder and what happened between now is a total mystery. Oh, and it's Meyer. Oh, he does catch it though. He does catch it. Doesn't go on the throttle anymore, but with 1 minute 30 left. almost everybody is back into the pit lane. And this is the grid, everybody. Legends in P1, Frantic Judge at P2, Son Myers in P3, Flitserflop P4, and a Frantic Judge in P5. We've got Lamas P6, Klorp to P7, Marvinelli P8, and then we go to Zano in P9. Transport Deleu finishing off the top 10, and Mr. Derwaarder just outside of that top 10. And Tynus, you don't have to worry about Mr. Tynus. He is just staying in the pit lane with that BMW M2. Klorp is driving, yes indeed.
We have some wind conditions. Watch out for curbs and exit, and remember to brake early.
And we're gonna prepare for the race, everybody. We're gonna take a nice look at the grid and look at this. We've got a little bit of rain, everybody, for at least 15 minutes, and that's the EER for you, everybody. Dry in the pre-practice, dry in practice, then it's gonna be dry in quali, and now we have a little bit of rain coming down as the race is about to begin. And we're gonna get ready for an hour of racing, everybody. 60 minutes, 16 minutes, and at least the first 15 minutes will be wet, and that's gonna be a warm-up lap, a little bit of waiting, so at least 10 minutes, and we've got rain plus. So so this is gonna be very, very exciting. I'm happy I'm in an M2, everybody. I'm happy I'm in an M2, and the M2 is not gonna be leaving the garage. I'll be in the broadcast room, I'll be in the studio, and just watching these guys go around. And you see these cars hopping off and on and off the jacks, right? Boom, boom, boom. These guys are making last minute changes to tire pressures, tire compounds, and stuff like that. So rain plus cars with no traction control. Track is damp though, so you could technically still be driving slicks, but with no traction control, that's not recommended, everybody. And with 15 minutes of rain, this track will go wet, even in the warm-up lap or in the first or second lap of the race. Panic mode, yes, yes. Ja. Große Katastrophe, Zettel.
20 seconds. 10 seconds.
Clark, you do know what you signed up for, man. So good luck, good luck. As we are safely transported back to the studio, everybody. We are back in the studio, and we're gonna give these guys a little round of applause as they start up that warm-up lap for Imola. A rainy Imola, with, as we said, at least when the race starts, 10 to 15 minutes of wet, rainy track. And we had the plus on the 15 mark at first. It's now gone to the 5, so we are gonna have, at least when the race starts, for yeah, like we say, 10 to 15 minutes. And the track is either gonna go wet during warm-up, or the track is gonna go wet first or second lap of the race. So we're in for something, everybody. We are definitely in for something, and it might just be 11 cars on the track, but we might not have enough cameras or POVs to capture everything that's gonna happen tonight. As Dux comes into the chat as well. This looks fun, everybody. Yes, it does look fun. And I am thinking about, yeah, we could do that, but I'm not gonna risk it. But I was thinking about restarting the stream for a little bit, just to get rid of those frame drops. But we're so close to the start finish, everybody. Or to the start of this race, I am not gonna be restarting. I should have thought about that earlier. Once we noticed the frame drops, I do apologize for that. Normally we should be running very cleanly, but yeah, it's not happening. As the track went wet, everybody, as expected. Warm-up lap almost done, and the track went wet. So we're gonna get into the helicam, and we're gonna go to Mr. Son Myers and P3 to hopefully see everybody go through the corner cleanly. And Dux wants to race this. Dux, if you're a real man, sign up, get yourself in the pit lane in about 10 seconds and get going with that standard setup. But we're gonna get the green lights, everybody. Get ready for the start of Imola's EER Championship race. And here we go. Of course, everybody gets through the first couple of corners cleanly with such a little amount of drivers on the track. But look at Klorpt and Mr. Dabbing Llama. It was not Dabbing Llamas. Let me take a look, everybody. It was Mr. Zano making a mistake. And Marvinelli has turned around as well. Everybody is having issues. And good evening, Chris. Good evening. As we see Mr. Derwater and Transport Deleo. Everybody having issues. And it's not a shame, everybody. It's not a shame at all. These conditions with the Porsche Cup, no TC, no ABS, is very difficult. So we are in for a show. But we do expect these kind of things to happen as we see Llamas coming back on the track. But we're gonna be looking at the gaps, everybody. We're gonna be looking at the gaps, and we've got a little gap over here. We've got Llamas behind Son Myers, and Son Myers was already playing Tokyo Drift in the pre-practice and in the practice, so very interesting how this is going to be playing out. Look at this, everybody. Llamas behind Son Myers. It's not Son Myers, everybody. I was mistaken. We were still. He's behind Mr. Derwater. Oh, as Mr. Derwater goes wide, and we've got Son Myers, the real Son Myers this time, behind Flitsflop. Flip-flop though, driving away from Myers. Myers is kind of in the sandwich between Flip-flop and Frantic Judge. And we've got Llamas coming closer to Klorp. Klorp just going wide in Ragazza. But these sounds, ladies and gentlemen, you don't hear these sounds in the daily XCL races with the GTT cars. These Porsche Cup cars sound so nice. This actually sounds like a race, everybody. People might not be going as fast as usual, but this sounds like a definite race. And with these guys closest together, Klorp is losing out a little bit, and you've got BZRK Legends comfortably in the wet with these cars, but 4 seconds ahead of Judjud, and Flip-flop 4 seconds behind Judjud for that regard. And behind those guys we have gaps of about a second, with Llamas 8 seconds behind Frantic Judge and Klorp about a second. Then we have a gap of 6 seconds with Marvinelli and Mr. Transport and Derwaarder Zano, all just trying to survive, as everybody is. You do want to survive on this track with this car. As long as you're gonna stay safe, or keep it safe, you're about to, or you're bound to be finished well. But you see Son Myers, like, he's catching those slides and stuff like that. He is handling it pretty well. And indeed, it's very nice to see Klorp behind the wheel again. I've heard him, or through the grapevine ducks, I've heard he was feeling a little bit rusty. So very great to see he's on the game again. Gonna stay here, but I know it's boring. I know it's boring if you're gonna see the same cars for a while, but Son Myers chasing down Flip-flop, the closest battle we got at the moment with just such a small grid. And of course we've got Mr. Derwaarder and Zana chasing him down, but P3-4 sounds a lot more exciting. This gap is a little bit smaller though, so we're gonna try and get you the best of both. If he needs a lesson, I'll tell him you are giving third-party coaching sessions, Dux. I'll ask him after the race what he thinks about that. Yeah. As we see, Son Myers just losing a little bit of time to Flip-flop, and Zano as well is losing out time to Mr. Derwaarder. So we're just gonna play it safe, and we're gonna go to Son Myers with about the same gap in front of him as there is behind him. And the funny thing is, ladies and gentlemen, as I was taking a little sip of my drink, the funny thing is we've got Mr. Frantic Judge. He is gaining on Son Myers, and then he is losing a little bit of time on Son Myers. So he has a little bit more pace over a single lap. But at the moment is not consistent enough in the rain to catch Son Myers. But when we look at the weather forecast, everybody, we have rain stopping and clouds in about 15 minutes. So Oh, and this is gonna play into the hands of a frantic judge. But 15 minutes from now, 10 to 15 minutes, the rain is gonna stop, and it's probably gonna be 2 to 3 laps of damp track. And then afterwards we're gonna have damp, maybe greasy, you never know, but damp, greasy, dry. We will see what's gonna happen, but I'm giving it about 2 to 3 laps. I think with this small of a grid, 3 laps before the track starts changing conditions truly. And this is definitely hell, Marvinelli. You gotta keep a little bit of patience though. In about 15 minutes the rain is gonna end. The track is gonna dry up slowly. And within 15 minutes we will be 2 minutes a lap. We will be 7 laps further, something like that. Give it another 7 laps. So half an hour, 25 to half an hour, and the track will definitely be dry if there's no more rain to come. So get ready for that. But I'm not the weatherman, right? I'm not the weatherman. I don't have a radar. I can just see the same as you guys. So you might want to get ready for a dry track. You might want to get ready for another rainy session. Going to Mr. Frantic Judge. Chasing down Son Myers, and we're gonna go look on board, everybody. We're gonna do a little rainy on board. See what the wheel is doing and how these guys handle themselves in the rain. And Mr. BZRK Legends, everybody, is flying. He is 6.5 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. At least P2, and the rest of the field is of course more, but at least 6.5 seconds ahead. As you see Frantic Judge coming out of Regatta, having a bit of oversteer. And listen to that sound, everybody. Very, very great to hear these cars, and I've got my audio set up, like I've been trying and testing, and I've changed my audio settings. I even hear the wall echoes when I'm driving myself. It's pretty crazy, and I hear it very, very loud. And we see Judge coming up on Myris, and I don't want to make any puns or don't want to sound cheesy whatsoever, but a judge is gonna be judging Mr. Myris in the rain. that sound, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't want to speak on the straight because I did just want to hear those two camera POVs, like the high speed. Oh, and that's Myrus taking a lot of curb, having to lift off to keep that car from sliding. And we see Judge very, very close. We're gonna go on board, everybody, again with the frantic Judge looking at the backside of some Myrus. Listen to that sound, everybody. It's just, it's almost old school, the sound you're hearing here tonight. And legends, lonely but very, very consistent race. Then you have Judd 8 seconds behind. You've got Flitserflop 10 seconds behind Judd in P3. And Myrus and Judge making the show at the moment. Judge gaining time, Judge losing time. And I do hope Myrus slowly but surely is going to be catching Flitserflop to make this a 3-man race in the rain. But as we see, the rain has stopped, everybody. So track is wet still. But as these cars go on, and you can see it on the track a little bit, the line is starting to show a little bit. So give it a couple of more laps, and some guys might, if there's not going to be any rain on the forecast, some guys might try switching to slicks as soon as the track gets from damp to greasy. It's so nice to hear, right? I mean, I'm not speechless, everybody, but it's so nice to hear. You hear frantic Judge and Myrus. First you hear Myrus starting to downshift. Then you've got Judge coming in closer and closer, and then you hear those downshifts. Boom, boom, boom. And you think it's one car, but it's two cars shifting down quickly just behind each other. Here we have Mr. Klort 8 seconds behind Mr. Lamas, and Mr. Who is it? Mr. Marvinelli. I thought it was Mr. Marvinelli. Yes, it is. Marvinelli behind Mr. Klort, but Marvinelli is a lap down, everybody. Marvinelli had a big spin after the first set of corners, but it's never too late to keep pushing. And and it looks like Klorpt had a difficult start, and Klorpt already having done or Marvinelli having done 1 pit stop, and Klorpt having done no pit stops yet. So we've got a couple of guys in the back of the field who did a pit stop, and the rest still needs to do all their 2 pit stops. It's just an hour race though, so some people might have had damaged their car. Some people might have not damaged their car, but the people who damaged their car probably did a little bit of damage plus 1 pit stop. Other guys still having to do 2 pit stops, and the guys that had damage and are on the pace or trying to catch people have already done that 1 pit stop. So trying to catch back time right now is probably I mean, you won't win the race, but it's probably gonna be a little bit of a time saver, for as much as you can save time with any damage you had, of course. And yes, I'm gonna speak German one more time. Voor die Leute die hier sind, wenn normalerweise Red Shark habt der IER Championship Race. Red Shark war mit Privatsachen, hab keine Zeit, so die hab gefragt, dass ich die Race heute Abend hosten kann. So, ich bin hier an die IER. Meine Deutsch ist nicht so gut wie Red Sharks Deutsch, aber wir sind hier noch immer und wir überleben. Wir überleben nicht nur die Broadcast in Deutsch, wir überleben auch die Regen am Imola. So, willkommen und ich hoffe, du auch verstehst ein bisschen Englisch da. Und dann gehen wir wieder weiter in die englische Sprache. As we see Klorpt just going off, sliding off that curb and onto the right side into the grass, saving the car though, no major damage, and continuing on. And frantic judge, losing time to Son Myers though. And Son Myers, he is not the fastest on the track, and Flitserflop is not the fastest. And BZRK is of course the fastest, driving away from the whole field. And Judd as well. The first 4 guys have been pretty much consistent in the race, and that's what's saving them. So you've got Judge, who has the pace advantage over Myers, but is not consistent enough to catch him for sure. So yeah, consistency. And oh, and it's Judge, and they're all going so oversteery through that first left-hander after the 2 corner combinations in the beginning. It's just so crazy to watch. Like, you think they're gonna be sliding off, but they keep it going. Myers, we're gonna take a look at Mr. BZRK Legends, everybody. He is catching, oh, I was gonna say, and does it very, very close. And he was catching what I believe was Mr. Zano, everybody. Mr. Zano. But we're on board with Mr. Legends, #1 in this race. And the track is still wet. But look at this, these steering. I think Legends, he must be on controller, right? Because if I'm gonna do this with my wheel, I think I'm gonna have broken arms at the end of 2 corners. Or broken wrists, to at least, basically. I think if Ducks, if you're still here, I want to see you racing, making these kind of movements with about 8 to 10 Newton meters on your wrist, right? I want to see you do that. I want to see you do that, Ducks. Ducks, very solid driver. Ducks is in the chat. He was in the chat. I believe he's still here, but I want to see him do that. That's the crazy thing, right? Like if you're on a wheel, you're not gonna be making these kind of movements. It's almost like I'm not epileptic, I'm not highly sensitive or something, but it's just so wrong to look at it with your eyes and see a wheel going like that, left to right, left to right. Even though I've been racing for the longest time with a controller in my life. And that's Legends going wide. And Son Myris behind Flitserflop, everybody. We've got a battle on our hands. Oh, Son Myris! Back in Tokyo we are. The longer these guys battle, and I was gonna say the track looks pretty dry, guys. The track just went from wet to damp, so we're back on a damp track, and we're going on board, everybody, with Son Myris chasing down Flitserflop on a damp track. So the track is drying up, and whoa, Flitserflop and Myris trying to avoid Flitserflop, loses a little bit of exit speed, and Flitserflop keeps that position to defend for himself. And Myris and Flitserflop probably going off together. Oh, and Myris saves it. But this is gonna play into the hands of Mr. Frantic Judge, as you just saw him coming up closer in that rear view mirror, and Flitserflop going into the pit lane for what possibly is dry tires, and gonna try and get that undercut to extend that gap to Son Myris again. And Son Myris, you gotta give it to him. He has been the one that's been drifting around all these corners. First corner combination, second corner combination, the left afterwards. And Myris is doing crazy. I hope this kind of driving style is not gonna be killing him halfway or at the end of the race. And when these guys start pitting, I mean, the track is damp. You see almost no rain or wet spots on the track anymore. So these guys must be pitting this lap, or maybe trying to extend for one more. But you gotta get in. You gotta get in, because there's no more rain for 15 minutes. I'm guessing the rain is gonna end. It's my guess though, and I've made wrong predictions in the past. But Myris has been having Judge behind him for so long. And Judge has been trying to apply pressure, everybody. But Myris has kept that position. It just takes just one corner in these cars. One corner, a little bit more throttle and a little bit of unbalance on the corner exits or entries, and you're gonna get effed, basically. So big props to especially BZRK and Frantic. And of course some Myris and Judge. Judge trying to chase down Myris, and Myris feeling the heat from Judge. And these guys are trying to keep it going. Lamas, of course, Transport, Deleu, and Klorpt having done also one pit stop. Flitsflop having done a pit stop. Some guys are so very good at this track, and then with these cars in the mix, it's just an amazing sight to see as Myris pulls in and Judge continues on. Judge, this is gonna be an absolute hammer time for you, my man. You are gonna have to get the most out of the next 1 or 2 laps, and do not make any mistake, because Myris is gonna be on dry. You gotta make it happen right now, and you're not. You're losing. You're losing time, but you gotta try and get the most out of this lap to get that undercut protection. But if Judge pulls into the pit lane, we're gonna be switching to Myris, everybody. And we're gonna see if that little thing that happened first corner, yes it does. If that little first corner incident that happened between Myris or between Myris and Judge, but Judge had that incident, of course, and I was gonna say, like, does it? We see Myris struggling. But does it make Judge fall further back, or does Myris make enough mistakes to lose that advantage? Basically, we see Myris in front of Flitsflop though, so Myris had a great pit entry, pit stop, and pit exit. We're staying here with Myris, and where is Judge, everybody? Judge is still on the Jags. Myris coming out of Regatta onto the start-finish straight, and where do we see Judge? Off the Jags, onto the exit of the pit lane, and Myris pulling back into the pit lane. Myris pulling back into the pit lane. What happened there? Very strange. So it's Judge in P3 and it's Flitsflop back in P4, and Myris possibly having made a mistake of not changing to the dry tires. He might have just stuck up a second set of wet. and how the pit stops are regulated. It doesn't matter if you come in just for a tire change or not, you are gonna get that standing time, everybody. You will get the standing time. I don't know, he didn't have the standing time, so I'm not sure what is happening over here, but he did went in for a second pit stop though. He is done. He is done. And we see Son Myers just ahead of Klort, and Klort having done one pit stop, possibly also on the dries. We see of course Son Myers ahead of Klort, but Klort needs to do one more pit stop, and you have the frantic boys just behind each other, or not just behind. Judge is almost 30 seconds behind, but the legends driving an absolute legendary race, being 18.5 seconds ahead of P2 on a rainy start of Imola. Absolutely flying. And I believe that's Mr. Legends coming up behind these guys. Klort and Myers will be the next goal for Legends to be lapping these guys. You see Legends sliding around as well. We're gonna go into the middle view, everybody. We're going on board with Klort. We can see Legends catching Klort, lapping him. And we see Myers just ahead of Klort. And Klort and Myers are in fact fighting for position if Klort can get close. But Klort still having to do a pit stop is of course on the back foot. Doesn't take away if Klort gets close, that one pit stop difference doesn't make any change to fighting. So you might think to yourself, this guy is a pit stop ahead, I'm gonna not take the risk. But if somebody in front of you still has to do a pit stop, or like you still have to do a pit stop, and the guy in front doesn't, overtaking him is not a blue flag situation, or you are not blue flag. So you can fight for position, and it's been the choice of the guy in front to take an early pit stop. So you don't have to be merciful about it, and you can always race. So if you're watching and you've ever felt like you're slower, or like you're behind someone who has done their pit stops, and you still have to do a pit stop, don't feel bad about it. Racing for position while the guy in front of you still or doesn't need to do a pit stop, but you still have to, is not a crime. we see Flitzer closing in slowly but surely to Frantic Judge. We do want to see how Legends is gonna be trying to gain on these guys ahead of him. I hope it's not gonna cost him a spin or anything, because he's got 19 seconds, but make it one spin, make it a little bit of a bigger mistake and end up in the wall, and your race is gonna be over. As for now, in the dry, with a green track, these guys are pretty much on the pace, all three of them. And that's Klort making a mistake and Legends coming through. So if Klort can maybe stick around and use Legends as a benchmark or something like that, Klort is gonna be able to catch Myris and get a position back, even though he still has to do a pit stop. As we see Judge closing the gap by a second, it's still 18 seconds, was 19 and a half, but Judge for now a little bit faster on the track than Mr. Legends. Oh, and Klort just missing the braking point a little bit, having to cut the chicane to save himself from a nasty situation. And if you're still watching, I hate the fact that we've got frame drops again. And we did switch the connection. We went from cable to we went from Wi-Fi to cable. We went from cable to Wi-Fi. And Wi-Fi being faster and more available at the moment, we still got these frame drops. I hate it, because we do want to go live on YouTube as well. And it's not working properly. Normally we have a silky smooth stream, everybody. So don't feel bad about it, or don't feel like I'm never gonna watch this guy again. Normally it's silky smooth. And we've been testing the cable, we've been testing the Wi-Fi. I've got a 1 GB a second connection over here. So Wi-Fi is running at 700 down and uploads basically. So why the stream is not silky smooth, that's as big of a guess for you as it is for me. Still got Legends chasing down Myris, as I'm gonna have to do a little #1 break. So when I'm taking that #1 break, I don't hope Myris or Legends is gonna make a mistake. I'll be back very quickly, guys. And I'm back, everybody. We still have legends chasing down Myris, I see. And in the rest of the field we have big gaps, everybody. A full EER lobby would have been so nice. But I do understand a lot of people don't like the Porsche Cup. It's such an amazing car. It's difficult, but it's amazing. Like, just listen to it. And if you're driving yourself on this start-finish straight towards the first corner combination, the sound you're getting from the walls and the car just ramping up to top speed is such a nice sound. Especially in those higher gears like 5th to 6th gear, getting to the end of that RPM range. Car needs to work like a real car. The higher the gear, the harder the car needs to work, and you really feel that engine making noise, getting that power out of it. It's such a nice car. We've got Judd coming in for his second pit stop. And we've got no more rain this race, so everybody will stay on the dries. And if you're not on the dries, that's gonna be a small mistake. And Judge, even though Son Myris did that early second pit stop, Myris came out in front of Judge though. As Legends is coming through the last set of corners, we are going on board with him, and we're gonna do a full lap with P1 on Imola, everybody. So a cockpit cam for Mr. Legends, and I will shut up and let you enjoy the Porsche Cup sounds. And that's a lap of P1, everybody, on Imola. Very great to see. The thing I like most, everybody, we've got Myris in P4 and we've got Legends in P1. And Legends is basically close to lapping Myris. But in the dry, these guys are not at such a pace difference that Legends is catching him quickly. So Legends made all the difference in the rain. And That is of course a pretty great result. Or great result, great fight for legends in the rain. And Klopt being 78 seconds ahead of Mr. Marvinelli. I'm gonna take a little quick look, everybody. We have pit stops on Imola. 25 second standing time is 68 seconds, and with a tire swap that's gonna be 73. So if Klopt can keep this gap, and whether he changes tires or not, Klopt will keep his position. And the times I've got is approximately. So it can be a little, if your entry is fast, it can be a little, and your stop is fast, and your drive away from the jacks is fast. You can do it a little bit quicker, but the approximate times we've got here is about 68, 73 seconds time loss. As we see Mr. Legends coming into the pit lane for his last pit stop. And then we have Flitserflop still far away, on his way to Aqua Minerale. And if you guys want, I can put that approximate time loss or the track info, stuff like that. I can put it in the Discord if you are interested. But it's pretty handy. Like it's not the Bible. It's all approximate, and the track sheet is just some info you can find yourself on Google. It's all just organized into one little spreadsheet or one little file. It's an image I made, so you can just pull it out whenever you need it. So if you need it, just let me know, and I'll put it in the Discord somewhere. And Flitserflop having passed Legends, of course. So Flitserflop is in P1 at the moment, but Flitserflop still needs to do another lap. And Flitserflop is now coming up on the second corner combination, and Legends just coming out of the first. And Klopt has a wheel DC, totaled himself, and took transport with him. That's very sad to hear, Klopt. Very sad to hear. And I believe you are not happy with that, and I believe transport is not. Nobody is happy with that. Wheel DC. I had it on Spa myself, Klopt. I went from pre-practice or practice with a very good working wheel. I was in Quali, very good wheel, and we went from Quali to the race start, and I start driving, and I say to Johnny, like warm-up lap, like my wheel feels different. My wheel is not working. David, to answer your question, if you're, I say within 1.2, 1.3 seconds you start getting blue flags. If somebody is, of course, you know, somebody fast is behind you, and they clearly have a pace. Like if I'm pretty fast. Let's take you all on a road back down memory lane on Brands Hatch. Like Brands Hatch is a pretty solid track for myself, right? So if I get a blue flag and I can stay in front of you on Brands Hatch, I'm not gonna, even when I get a blue flag, David, I'm not gonna give it to you right away, because I know I have the pace and I know I can be fast. The different story is though, if you've got the alien people behind you, like if you notice, you've got the esports, the exclusive drivers behind you, you've got the velocity drivers behind you, you've got Mr. Juvie behind you, stuff like the real aliens. I mean, don't go off the track, right? But if you have a bad exit or if you have a bad entry and you see them coming closer, just try and anticipate a little bit. Like try to plan it. Like if you try to plan it, just let them go. But if you're really unsure about how to plan it, the best thing you can do is on a little straightaway, just pull to the side, lift a little bit for half a second, and go full throttle again. These guys will have so much overspeed, and they'll be gone. Like if you're unsure about what to do, just do that, and you will lose a little bit yourself, but at least you will not crash together, and that's gonna be good for your own race. That's gonna be good for the guy that's racing for top positions, basically. But I would never say like go off the track. You don't have to go off the track for a blue flag situation. That's not what you're supposed to do. But try and remember, like the most important thing, try and remember a little bit the guys that are on your own pace. Like if you see a different name and you're on the slower side, try and let them pass. If you see a name that's usually around your pace, I would say try and battle for as long, or try and stay in front as long as possible. And if you see a whole, as we see Mr. Transport. As I'm going to the replay because I wanted to go to Flitserflop, but if you see a whole different name that's more up until the popular kind of names up in the field, I would say try and make it as obvious as to where you are gonna go on the track, because these guys have experience and these guys will be expecting you, or not expecting you, but they will be knowing possibly that you are gonna pull away, but they just want to have a clear view or a clear indication as to, are you gonna go left, are you gonna go right, what are you gonna do. So try to be as predictable as possible. That's my advice. And as I'm saying that the last bit, try and be as predictable as possible, unless you know the guy you are being blue flagged to is normally on your pace, and if you get a hammer time lap, you can stay in front. Try and do some hammer time yourself. If I'm blue flagged, honestly, if I'm being blue flagged, David, and let's say Brands Hatch, my favorite track, I'm pretty fast around there. If I have a bad exit, David, I'm gonna be and somebody is within a second, I'm just gonna lift off the throttle and let him go, right? Because if they have a bad exit the next lap, if you're gonna stay behind them and they have a bad exit, they might know, like, yes, he was blue flagged, but he can unlap himself. Like, why would you hard defend against somebody that's unlapping, right? So it's just like we say, the harmonica effect. Sometimes you're gaining, sometimes you're losing. Stuff like that. It is very hard, Klopt. The conditions, first 25-30 minutes of the track were wet, damp, and greasy, green. Very, very hard, man. Very, very hard. And Legends pulling away so far. I mean, Imola is not my favorite. It's like my worst track. It's my worst track. And Legends pulling away in situations like this with a car with no TC on a track. I can only respect Legends for this. And Judge as well. Sunmeyer, Judge, Flitserflop, Lamas. I mean, you all. Klorpt, Mr. Deurwaarder, Transport, Marvinelli. I mean, I would have been fucked. It's after 10, guys. Or no, it's not after 10. Sorry, Twitch. Sorry, it's not after 10. But I would have been effed after the first two corners. So I do have a lot of respect for you guys driving this car in these conditions, in yeah, on this track. And that's Legends over the finish line, everybody. And he's so far ahead that we've got some time to... Please do a donut, Legends. Do a little donut before the other guys come over the finish line. Do a little donut. But we're gonna go to Judge. Judge coming in second on today's Imola Porsche Cup EER, everybody. EER Championship race. Judge is second. And then we have Son Myrus coming up onto the finish line. And that's Myrus taking P3, and that's the podium for you guys. Legends, Judge, and Son Myrus very, very happy he survived this race. And he's going straight back into the pit lane. He's done with it. And then we have Mr. Judge. Mr. Judge in P4, bringing it home in these tricky EER championship conditions. And then we have Flitserflop, of course. A very, very solid race. Didn't have the pace, but didn't make any major mistakes. And Flitserflop is coming back home in 5th. Then we have Lamas in P6 as he's throwing it in the wall. Everybody's done with these conditions. And we have Marvinelli already in the chat, bringing it home in P7. And yeah, Marvinelli, we did see you having an incident as well. And then we have Mr. Transport Deleu coming back home in P7. So everybody, we've got Mr. Legends in P1. We've got Judge P2. We've got Son Myrus in P3. Judge in 4th. And Flitserflop in 5th. We've got Lamas in 6th. Marvinelli 7th. Transport in 8th. And we're gonna finish our top 10 with Mr. Deurwaarder in 9. Klorpte in 10. And Zano in P11, who left the lobby early. And then we've got, of course, Tynus FB, who never had a good race result on Imola ever. So I'm not even worried about seeing myself in P12. Yep, David, thank you for joining, man. I hope you enjoyed, and enjoy your day for as well how long it may take you, or how long it might endure. But have a great day. Marvinelli, more Porsche Cup, less rain. Yeah, the Porsche Cup is fun, man. I hate Imola. I do love the car. It's very tricky but very rewarding, and yeah. Yep, no problem, Marvinelli. And yes, guys, I do want to thank you all. This was the EER Championship, of course. EER Championship, normally hosted by Mr. Red Shark himself, and we have just been hosting this for a once in a certain time period, but Red Shark had other things to do. So thank you, Red Shark, for giving us the opportunity to get the EER Porsche Cup race done. And for every German guys in here, Red Shark macht normal die ER-Stream, aber Red Shark hat ein bisschen Privatsache zu tun. So, wir sind heute Abend nur einmal haben wir diese ER-Race gehostet. Aber vielleicht kommt er noch einmal, vielleicht kommt da keine Mal. Aber Red Shark, Dankeschön. Vielen Dank und ja, schönen Abend, bis nächste Mal und viel Glück heute Abend. Ciao und for everyone in English, have a good one, peace out and thank you all for watching. So see you later.